Hey y'all, welcome on back. It's Taylor Bridges, and I'm here to review Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 4. It's Episode 2 to us, but it's technically Episode 4, but it's really the second episode that stuff has actually been going down. So the show starts with Kirsten walking down the aisle to Shaq, okay? Her dress is stunning, especially on her. Like, she looks banging. I love her hair and her hairpiece. It is absolutely beautiful. I think her and Gina had the best hair of all the brides. Like, I loved that hairpiece. Kirsten's was just so classy and sophisticated with the piece, and we'll speak on Gina's later when we get to her. But she's like barely smiling at all. At the altar, walking down the aisle, like she's like barely smiling. But it could be nerves, or it could be like that initial, oh, he's bald, I'm unattracted to him, I'm over it already. But it could also be nerves and nervousness, because her personality, does seem a little, I don't know if like she seems a little camera shy. She doesn't seem like she'd be shy like in real life, but she seems like a little, because she's already seems to be like a reserved kind of person. So I wonder how she'll end up opening up on camera as we progress through the season. I'm curious to, get to know her more, like more of her personality, because she is a little on the dull side. But don't get me wrong, I love Kirsten. I think she's beautiful and all that, but I'm just like, is she gonna open up? Is she gonna give? But Saucy gave last year, and her and Kirsten are very similar, like prototypes for the show. So we'll see. Her sister is in the crowd wearing a jean vest in the wedding. Did anybody notice that? Her sister is wearing a jean vest in like the front or second row, the first or second aisle of a wedding. So that's odd. I'm wondering what's going on there, because did Kirsten have bridesmaids? I can't remember if she had bridesmaids. Okay, so if she did have bridesmaids and the sister isn't a bridesmaid, fine. But why are you wearing a jean vest? That's weird. Shaquille's smile is beautiful. That man has a beautiful smile. That is like a strength on him. Both of their smiles are gorgeous. Both of them have amazing teeth. Their faces just take on a whole new life when they both smile. They make a beautiful couple, in my opinion. I think they are both extremely attractive, and I think they are great, like visually together, in my opinion. I think like looks wise, they're on a great level with each other. I think she's drop dead gorgeous, head to toe. I said all this, I said all this, I said all this, right? I think Shaquille is very well put together, very handsome. So I like it. I had a thought. Shaq reminds me of the guy from what it was like. I don't know if it was like season 10. I forgot what season it was. It was like maybe like 4 seasons ago, maybe even 5, when he was dating the girl with, dang it, I cannot think of their names. He was dating the girl. She had the glasses, but the guy, he kept lying. Like he was a habitual liar. Like he came on the show as like a teacher he had said he got promoted to principal. Mind y'all, please don't mind my nails. I've been having this red on for a month and I'm getting them done Monday. Ignore it like I've been trying to do, please. I don't like even coming out like this, but it is what it is. My appointment isn't until Monday, so we got to rock with it. It's kind of distracting to me, so I hope now I don't distract y'all with them. Anyways, he reminds me of the guy. He kept lying. First, the guy was a teacher. Then he was like, I got promoted to a principal. Then he's like, okay, no, I left there. Now I'm like a program manager or something like that at a new school. He was lying about his check stubs. He was just a liar all the time. That was the same season as the dude who was just kind of crazy and wild. I forgot his name. Damn, that was a crazy season. But that's who they remind me of each other. This just Shaq's demeanor. Like the last guy was cool, calm, enthusiastic about the process, saying all the right things, got all the garb, got the gift of gab, not garb, gab, got all the gab, the gift of gab, just, saying all the right things and coming off so poised and intelligent and all those, ready for love. And I've been waiting for this my life. God brought me to Tennessee for you, girl. Like it's given that. But that dude was a liar. So I'm ready for the other shoe to drop with you, Shaq. We gonna see. It might not be so bad when the shoe does drop. It might not be that bad. But I'm not betting on it. I'm betting it's gonna be some ish with you. I don't know. I don't know why I get that feeling. Like, I really don't know. Maybe it's because he keeps bringing up this car accident. I wonder how many times he's brought up that car accident. Because he brought it up to Kirsten, of course. I thought it was interesting to bring up like a first meeting. Not even like a first meeting, because I could see like at a first date maybe, but like y'all got like 20, 15 minutes, real quick to have like quick chatter. So that was interesting that was a subject he brought up. I'm sure that's like his go-to. You know how we all have like a go-to testimonial, to just real quick. We all got one in the archives ready to say and just really kind of paint a picture of maybe why we are the way we are, where we've come from, what our past might have been like, yada yada. So I wonder how many times he's told that story. I wonder how often that story gonna come back into play. Just curious. She opts for a kiss on the cheek because he's bald. Okay. Shaq says he don't mind, but I'm sure that's only for now. I wonder, like, okay, you're saying that now when she's like this constantly, you're gonna be like, okay, girl, you're not gonna like it. And that's what she's giving. She's giving like she's about to ride this out. Just closed off, no affection, anything. So we'll see. We will see. And plus, let's see what Shaq gives. Like, does he flirt with her well? Does he make her feel, a way? Does he give her butterflies? Does he have swag? Because that's what I need to see in Shaq. For it to work with Kirsten necessarily, like I think because Kirsten's already kind of like turned off, she's going to need to see that some type, like, just some swag, some masculine energy that just make her be like, okay, all right, Shaq. Okay. Like something that makes her see him a little differently or something. And I'm not saying that he has to do that. I'm saying for her, I think for her to come around, I think she's going to have to get one of those out of him. Maybe the way he handles her, it might, be assertive and sure and confident and, alpha, and that might turn her on. So I'm not saying he has to do that though. He can be himself, and if that doesn't work for her, then so be it. But for the sake of the show, we want them to work, like, and I actually really hope she comes around. Like, I really hope she comes around, comes around to him and opens up and just gives him a chance. I love that he's like super attracted to her, and she did give him some, give him praise for his redeeming qualities in her eyes. She was like, he has a great personality, and he has I think she said he had like nice teeth or a smile or something. And that teeth can make or break somebody. Okay. So you can do, if you have a beautiful smile, we can work with you. We can, like, for real. You are work withable if you have a beautiful smile, like, for real. Like, a smile can take somebody's breath away, like make somebody look twice. Okay. And smiles are contagious. So, like, oh, if you look good and you like smiling a lot and you always showing them pearly whites and all that, like, she might like it. I really hope she does come around. I do like them. I do like them together, but I know the truth. This is not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. Like, their personalities already, they're bulls, both of them. I already see it. My prediction is by the time she comes around, it might be a little too late. That's what I think. I think by the time she comes around, there'll already have been tension in the relationship. That is a judgment. That is an assumption, a prediction, So we gonna see. But I think I know the truth about them too. I don't think they're too compatible. I think he also might be I think she may end up perceiving him a little too like sensitive or like lovey-dovey, yada yada. Women like that sort of stuff from specific men. I think for him, he's gonna have to kind of offset that physical soft nature he got going on out. And nothing wrong with him physically. I think he's a super handsome dude. I'm just really speaking for Kirsten, even though I don't know her. I'm just speaking on like kind of what I'm thinking is going to have to be the case for her to come around and really just be full blown attracted to him. Because I can definitely see her riding this out with them not being intimate. And I know he's liking how she's kind of playing it safe right now and being a lady. But after y'all are married, well, y'all already married now, but I don't think you're going to like that for the duration of the show while trying to open up and trying to get to know. I think this is going to be difficult. I really hope not, though. Like, when she was talking to him, and even when she stated his redeeming qualities, being he has a nice personality or sense of humor or something like that, and then talking about his teeth, I was like, okay, she seems reasonable in that regard. And I'm like, okay, I hope she is reasonable enough to say, let me go through the process and give it a real shot, because that's what I signed up for, right? So that's what I'm hoping happens. Okay. Next, we're with Gina and Clint. They're shopping for their wedding attire. Is that what it's called? Wedding attire. They're both really successful and have a lot going on in their personal lives. I actually think I think Gina is the most eligible bachelorette on this whole season so far. I think, first of all, she grew on me this episode. She really grew on me. I'm like, oh yeah, Gina, that's my girl. I'm riding with her to the end so far. We gonna see. So far, Gina, I am not a ride or die. I repeat, I am not a ride or die. You better ask. I will jump out of this car if need be. But I'm riding with you right now, girl. I'm on the passenger side, okay? Because Gina's my girl. She's still giving that newly divorced 41-year-old energy, with soccer mom, all of that. But I think she's a great catch. I think she is such a great catch. She has a great spirit. She comes from a great environment, family, friends. It seems like she has a really supportive, happy, energetic, positive people around her. And she seems to really be here for the right reasons. You can't hate on that. You really can't. Like, plus Clint is older. So like her for older woman energy, it's like great, because Clint is definitely older. He's the oldest on the show. He's like 40. So love it. I love her figure. For sure. I'm glad that she's now embracing her curves. I'm glad that Clint liked her curves, because I think her body looks amazing. I think it's just her mouth is so big. It catches me off, where it like opens really big. So like when she like laughs, it's like a lot, but that's me nitpicking. I'm sorry, Gina. I don't want to nitpick on you. You are beautiful, popping, all of that. It's just something that I notice when I look at her. And I'm sure there are things about me that like you can't help but notice, like my terrible red nails, so Gina, we all got, things that are just like you just notice it, and it's just kind of a distraction. Her hair has been on point the entire time. I love it, because she's a hairstylist. Usually stylists neglect to give themselves the service that they provide for a living. Like usually nail techs don't typically have their nails done most of the time. Like, usually hairstylists like do box braids all the time. You never see them with braids. They do weaves. You never see them with, like, their hair be to this side like this, but they got everybody else on point. So she came, I wonder if she's like that in real life, but maybe so, because she owns a salon. So that's like, you got to be on point in there, especially because you're the owner walking through. So I can imagine her always being on point like that. But her hair, the whole last episode and this episode has been on point. So, and you can tell she knows her strengths glam wise. And that's what I like. To me, that is super mature. That's grown woman for you. When you know your strengths, when you do have, a body that's not a size 2, that's, has curves and, shape and all these things, like you got to know your strengths, like physically, like just period, hair, skin, body, the way your face looks, like play on your strengths. And I believe she knows how to do that. Like I can tell she knows how to clean up. Like look at her at the wedding. She looked absolutely ridiculously beautiful. Like she looked, great. Clint shot on his suit. His tux, he does lean with it, rock with it, honey. That's how much he's feeling himself. Love that. I'm loving the men and their confidence when they try on these tuxedos. I'm loving it. Like that's how you should feel going to meet the love of your life, who you're about to make a commitment to. Like you should be on your A game. You look good. You feel good. So I'm loving all of the men. Loving how, like, feeling themselves. Their homeboys hyping them up. Everyone's loving how they're looking for their nuptials. And I'm loving that. Gina looked crazy beautiful in her wedding gown. And her mom did too. Her mom came through as well. Okay. Mama cleaned up nice. Okay. That hair on Gina. Like I said, best wedding hair. Her and Kirsten. Gina was up there. Um, she did give bridesmaid vibes with the dress, in my opinion, but she looked amazing in it without a doubt. It is what it is. It did give like bridesmaid, especially like if it were another color, that's a bridesmaid dress. To me, it was a little understated, but she looked phenomenal in it, and I actually think it was a great choice. So I'm just pointing out what it looked like. In my opinion, it was extremely flattering on her. Even Clint noticed. Like even Clint made a comment on it, like he's loving how she looks in her dress. Like she looks good, like the curves, all of that. They're at the altar. They have nice chemistry. They're making eye contact. They're engaging. They're laughing. They seem to be very present and pleased with who was standing before them. And that's just so refreshing to see, especially coming off of like the Kirsten and Shaq, who were so disconnected. Because the minute Kirsten came out on that aisle, she had already turned her brain off. You know what I mean? Like Gina and Clint have a great chemistry, and I'm like so excited. Like I am so excited like to see this unfold. I don't even know. I can't read. I think Gina's genuine, but I can't read Clint's personality yet. I'm getting a little like if my I'm leaning a little towards the BS meter with my needle. I am. I'm not all the way there yet, but that's where I'm mostly leaning, right? But we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt because so far he seems to be cool. I'm hoping that his attraction and whatnot for Gina is real. I really do, because we've seen this. I've seen this actually currently in another show I was watching, where Love is Blind Brazil, where he pretended for a minute to really be attracted, said all these things that, would cause one to surmise that you are really attracted to her, only to be like, there's no chemistry, connection, not really any traction, like that sort of thing. So I'm hoping that he's being authentic in that. Like I really am. I hope he don't pull I like my women, I'm not attracted, whatever. I'm hoping he's genuine in his attraction, because she is a catch. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I loved Gina's dog as the ring bearer. That was such a cute personal touch. People do horses down the aisle and they smell way worse than dogs. I love horses though. But I think it was super cute. I know they were doing editing to make people look like uncomfortable, like what's going on here. I think that was just editing. I thought it was a super nice touch. The dog was so cute and fluffy, well behaved, was a good boy, bringing the ring. Clint seemed to enjoy. He even, took some time to pet the dog and seemed to be really excited. And, he seems like a dog person clearly, or at least tolerant of dogs in a way. He engaged with the dog a little bit. So it worked out. I think it's a good, I thought it was a good touch personally. His ring doesn't fit. I thought that was cute, how he kept it like that the rest of the episode. Like he just always wore it like at the tip, like as far as it could fit on his finger. But I thought that was really sweet. I wonder, do they get each other's ring sizes ahead of time? Like I would hope so. But then if you do, then why is his ring finger not even able to fit on his pinky? Like, wouldn't they give you each other's ring size? I don't know. That's interesting. Their kiss was magical. They were just so, like I said, super present into each other. I loved their kiss. I loved it. When they sat down after the wedding, they find out they live in the same building. I see both sides. I see the positive and the negative in that. I know me personally, it's a no for me. But I also see how convenient that can be. Especially with this filming situation. That's great. Like, I think it's great. And I think it's kind of like dope, because in a way it kind of signals that, they're kind of on the same level, maybe in life, maybe, in some way. I'm sure they're going to have their differences and everything's not going to be the same, but it's causing me to assume that they're just in a similar space level of life, a similar class of life, and that's cool, because like I said, Gina and Clint are pretty like the oldest male and bride and groom on the show. So why not, they shouldn't be here to play games more than anything, more than anyone. They should be here to handle business and find their love. So they both seem, the most mature, stable, and ready. So I am hoping that they do really well. I'm rooting for Kirsten and Shaq, and I'm definitely rooting for Gina and Clint. I know the truth. I just know the truth in my heart, my gut. But I'm an optimistic person. I am hopeful, and I am willing to be wrong. I am hoping that my gut feeling is wrong. Nicole and Chris are doing their shopping. Nicole is just constantly energetic. Fine. But I am sensing her dark side already. She's giving me one of those people who feels on the opposite, like the extremes of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Like, she's either amped up, hyped up, like up there, or she is not who you want to run into when she is feeling away. Like, she's a hurricane. She actually reminds me a lot of Lindsay. Remember Lindsay and Mock from the Boston season? She reminds me of Lindsay. Lindsay came on all excited, enthusiastic, ready. Oh, I got your back. I'm here for you. And she did a great job, I think, with that and Mark. But Lindsay was crazy. Now, granted, we are not going to act like Mock was not crazy too. But I'm talking about Lindsay because Lindsay and Nicole's personalities are very similar. Lindsay was scatterbrained like a mug. She was all over the place. She was like extremes. Remember, she was talking down on his sex game, like was just putting everything out there. Like, she was either up here, let's work this out, let's be together, let's be in love, or she was like, F you, your mama, your grandma, your sex game was whack, you broke, all of that. Nobody want to live in your grandma raggedy old house, not, it was just like all of that. It was a lot. That's what Nicole gives me. Like, when she's upset, she's gonna flip. That is what I get. People who like smile, joke, have short attention spans, all these nervous jitters. Those people, from what I've seen, give up, like, on the opposite end of the spectrum. They're like depressed or a little sad, or like they heavily partake in substance. Lindsay, who her dark side, when she was lit, like, she was a whole different person. So you could tell Nicole's not easy to deal with when she's upset. But in all fairness, who is? Like, like, none of us are walks through the park when we're upset, for the most part, So I'm not judging her for it. I'm making an observation, and I'm making an assumption about her. Like, her constant energy, I'm thinking, because she's here on the spectrum with the energy, I'm thinking she's over here when it's the opposite sentiment, which is alarming. She's just shopping. She was not smiling either at first. Like, why come to this? I know she had like this anxiety, she said, about trying on clothes, and she hates shopping and whatever. I know, I can imagine that that's like a very real thing. I can totally imagine that. So fine. But here we are, right? This is a joyous moment. You've invited people to come help you. Why not joyfully engage? I do not like when people show, like, we're here for you. Like, we're here for you. So I'm going to need you to slap on a smile and engage, period. Because I don't have to be here. This is for your wedding. And if you want the support and people there for you to be in your corner, cheer you on, tell you what dresses they like, get their opinions, I'm going to need for you to be a little more, I need you to be the most excited in the room, or we can all go home. I don't like when people do that. I've done that before. Like, at my graduation party, my ex-boyfriend made me so upset. I had such an attitude at after my graduation, I graduated from college, we went to eat. I just had such a nasty attitude with my friends and family. And, I was young, I was younger. And it's just like, that was unacceptable. Like, y'all here for me. Like, everybody could say they coin and not eat at the restaurant. If like, why be, it's your moment. Come on. No, put a smile on. Whatever you got to do. Give yourself a pep talk, whatever. Just be cognizant and respectful of people's time. Don't come in with no energy and now cast it over the place that people don't have to be there for. So that's something I noticed. I wish she was a little more joyful, a little more excited. It seemed like, the other women, like Gina was here, like cheesing, excited, hell, even Dominique was excited for her little sassy, sexy dress that she was, Jasmine was getting emotional. What are we doing? Like, she just came in off. I didn't like that. She says guys have liked her, but they've never committed. So I'm thinking that's why she's here, because the show forces a man to commit to you. Because I'm thinking, if you're not being committed to by the men that you like, you're the common denominator in all of your relationships. So something is amiss, and that's something for you to explore. And you also need to explore the type of gentleman that you are attracting into, saying that like you. But don't you want to kind of get in the dating scene, kind of get your bearings and understanding of what it's like to be liked by a guy and committed to? Like, wouldn't you want to kind of know how to navigate that? But I guess it's easier to, hey, I don't have to worry about that now, because when I meet you, boom, you're my husband. So you have to like me. You already committed to me at this point. So you don't even have to like me. I already had the like. I had a commitment. So now it's time for me to have a commitment. I don't need the like. I already had that. She got the commitment. So she got what she wanted. She got what she wanted, what she came for. It seems as though people come to this show, to Married at First Sight, to get the most outrageous standards appeased by the experts. You know what I mean? Like, remember Alexis and Justice. Alexis wanted this 6'10", this, that, and the third, right? Pull that in your real life. What's his name? Clint. I think first episode, he's like, I think he said something like, if she can't travel, sail with me the majority of the year, it's just going to be a deal breaker, not work. Yeah, well, did you get that in your regular dating life? Because it seems like you put that because you wasn't finding, like, that's what you've realized that that's what works best for you, but you're not finding it naturally. So you're like, I'm going to go to the show, and when they ask my deal breaker is someone who sails with me 6 months out of the year. What's her name? Jasmine with the 4 dogs. Are you getting men to commit to you in real life with those 4 dogs? Do you have puppy daddies? Meaning men that you share parental affection with any of those dogs? Because I can imagine her saying she was only in long-term relationships. I can imagine that, she got a couple puppy daddies out there with four dogs. Dog dads, whatever. And also, what did Nicole want? I don't think Nicole had egregious expectations. Who else had crazy expectations? Like, I think they come on here with these egregious expectations that they can't get fulfilled elsewhere, so that they feel like, okay, if I just tell them everything that I want, that the person that they're going to put in for me is, and like, that's a problem, because that's not how it works. And if you're already not getting success in in a dating world that you are in control of, then imagine like a marriage arrangement that you have no control over. You think you're going to get every single thing appeased? Absolutely not. Because you can tell them, I want them 6'5", medium brown, this, that, and a third. But how that visually comes off and how that all makes up to you could be totally different from the experts or someone else. So I don't know. It just seems like people come on here to get these outrageous expectations appeased, and I'm like, no, go get that in real life. Chris, I wonder if Chris and Gina would have been a better match. Chris is matched with Nicole currently, but I wonder if Chris and Gina would have been a better match. I really like him. He seems pretty fun and down to earth when you like get to know him. And he's pretty tall. Like, I was like, okay, Chris, he's tall. He got the little goofiness going. I like Chris a lot. I love his confidence in his suit. He said he looked sexy. Okay. And when you look good, you feel good. So that's a great experience for him going in. Like, that's a great sentiment for him to feel towards himself going into the experience that he's going into. Like, when he looks in the mirror, seeing himself in that tux, that's going to do so much for him when he's standing at the altar meeting a complete stranger with whom he's about to commit to. You know, I think that's dope. Like, that's going to naturally put him, like, him feeling sexy. He's like, oh, I can't wait for her to come down the aisle. And he's going to feel good. He's going to be he's going to be smiley. He's going to be energetic. He's going to be in it. I'm telling you, their confidence, that's what it does. Nicole's makeup was done very beautifully. She looked beautiful. She did. Chris sent her a beautiful ring and a bracelet. The ring was popping. I was like, okay, Chris, that's so sweet. The bracelet was beautiful. I thought it was just so thoughtful. Nicole got him a crystal. She definitely seemed to really appreciate the gifts. And I really liked that. But like I said, she gives me Lindsay vibes. But so I'm like, she seemed like Lindsay did. Lindsay used to use Mark's truth or whatever against him, like things that they talked about in private, or he confided in her about. She used to use that against him the minute she turned up. So we're gonna see if that's what Nicole gives and does. But after they meet at the altar, I definitely feel a little bit better about them. They're both really goofy and corny, but listen, y'all already know with Married at First Sight, it is very important that we do not let the initial reactions blindside us from what we really know and what our eyes are already seeing. Our eyes have already seen it. Nope, it's already happened. Our brain already knows. We already know. Trust. But it's okay for us to live in the moment. Of course, because we have to remember, of course, wedding day, it's going to go well. You know, everybody is in performance mode. You know, we got family and friends here. It's the marriage. It's the first, this is what we're here for. This nuptial. Everybody looking good. Everybody's in wedding attire. Everybody's about to be on their P's and Q's, feeling good, turned up, great for the camera, talkative, goofy, all of that. Everybody. But it's important for us to remember what we really know. Our eyes have already shown us the truth about these couples. We've already seen it. So we are going to agree to act like we don't see what we see. But we need to agree that we see what we see. We just going to be quiet about it. And we're going to enjoy the show. We're just going to enjoy the show. Okay? And so, but I already know. What a nice kiss they shared at the altar. So, I'm rooting for them. I'm going to give Nicole a shot. I'm giving her a shot. Because Chris is my dude. Okay. I love Chris. I'm like, I wonder if Gina, I was like, Gina and Chris could be good. And Gina and McKinley could have been good. I'm like, come on, Gina. Gina is just the bachelorette of the season. She really is just popping. I really like that. Jasmine and Aris are next to go shopping. Immediately, no. To Aris. Immediately, no. When Dr. Pepper said, as a reformed player, I tuned out. How long is one to work on their reformation before being ready to go for a blind marriage? Blind date is what Aris's behind needs. He needs a date. A blind marriage? Okay. He just red flags. He's not ready. This is going to be a train wreck. That I'm standing 10 toes down. How about I say 30 toes? 10 toes down. For real. I'm not budging. I don't care. When they do meet at the altar, I'm saying it here. They can look as lovey-dovey as they want. Chris. I'm sorry, Chris. Aris, not ready. At all. Like, there are more people on this show that are absolutely not ready. But Aris, off rip, is without a doubt 100% sure. So we already know they are going to end in a divorce. It's no way around it. It's going to be a mess. I am so glad the black women's hair is on point this season. Love it. The wigs ain't looking crazy. Everybody got like a little leave. Jasmine got like a little leave out. I think so does Kirsten as well. It looks good. Like, it's not, baby hairs touching the eyebrows, looking cheap and crusty. See glue. They look nice with the hair. I really like that. Jasmine is very well put together. That's that pageant girl in her. She's a very pretty woman. Eris's cheekbones make him look like he's smiling even when his face is relaxed. Like they're just always like, it's like I'm asleep. But it's like his cheek, I'm like, I wonder if his cheeks cramp up. Because I know me, like if I'm laughing too hard, I literally am like, hold on, stop making me laugh. I have to like, massage my cheeks. So I wonder if they cramp up. But he looks great for his age. Because 39 where? He looks good. He looks young. Like he looks really good. Both of them, Jasmine and Aries, they seem pretty calm and confident. So I'm hoping they at least vibe with each other, at least, because I don't know about the marriage part, but I'm hoping they at least vibe with each other, right? At least her mom got really emotional about being there because she had breast cancer, or does she still have breast cancer? She's at least at one point was affected by breast cancer, and that was difficult on the family. I'm glad, that the mother was able to be there. I can imagine how amazing, that must feel to be able to witness your daughter, get married before the worst happens, But what I want to ask, why put your family through such an unnecessarily high stakes situation? Like, if your mother is in this condition and it's a big deal to have her see you get married, why put yourself in a position for like a marriage with a stranger? You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't you be taking it even more serious? Like, you know what I mean? Like, to be like, this is a high stakes situation. And like, she doesn't know what we know already, which is Aries is a no and not married. So now you're about to have this moment that is going to end a divorce. And you like wanted your mom to see this moment. Like, who else did that occur to? Who else was that I was like, again, Love is Blind. That's what I'm thinking about when so-and-so, what's his name? Guillermo or something introduced Maida to his family. But it's like, why go on these shows if you're not attracted to this person? There's no connection. There's none of this. Why sign up for Married at First Sight with such high stakes? Bringing all your, like, I could see bringing your family, friends. Like, if I had a family member, like a cousin or something that was doing the show, I'd show up to the wedding, like, sure. Like, and if y'all work out, great. If y'all don't, cool, But like to say, like, it's a big deal for your mom to witness this because of her health. You shouldn't be wasting your one, possibly your one, like, card on a stranger. That's what I think. Personally, what do y'all think about that? I don't think it's worth it. I'm like, that's super like unnecessarily high stakes. Like unnecessarily. Like you signed up for this. I don't know. That's how, whatever. But she does seem to be here for the right reasons. And she really seems to want to have a successful marriage. So she has relationship experience. So like I mentioned last last review, I'm hoping that she's coming with the tools to really navigate and help Aries, because he's going to need the help. With her having that experience in long-term relationships, him having no experience in long-term relationships, I'm hoping she understands that. She's senior level in relationships and he's entry level. So that is going to require patience and guiding. And that could be a tricky spot for women to do that with men, especially when you expect the man to lead and all of that. It can be tricky and it's not something I think that's sustainable long term. So we will see. But I'm hoping they at least give each other a shot. Look, give it your best shot at least, right? For our entertainment. Look, it's a selfish request. I want y'all to try to work this out and give us something to tune into and to be, talking about. Like, I want it to be juicy. She is classically beautiful as a bride. Like, she's just a classic beauty. She's given the pageant vibes. Aries' cousin is not letting up on the reality of what is happening. She keeps saying, it's not too late. And like she told him, you're saying a lot of, I hope this, I hope that. Hope you're behind on a dating app. Like, you hope this is like once, oh my gosh. That's why they're a match. They are both in unnecessarily high stake scenarios. Her with her mother, him wasting this woman's time, knowing doggone well he is not ready. His literal like his cousin is like, bruh, we can go out this door right now and not look back. You do not have to do this. Blink twice if you have some type of microchip in your head and you're being forced to do this, because we can intervene. Like, you don't have to do this. But he wants to do it. Pardon if you can hear that squeaking. The radiator for the building just came on. I hope it's not like that distracting. It's like making all this noise. But I'm already almost through with the video at this point, so we're gonna just ride it out. Please, please, please forgive me. I don't have control of this heater, radiator. It does that naturally. The building is in control of it. She wants, like I said, she wants him to walk out the door. I love that. I love Eris's family for him. That's what he needs. People who are truthful with him, who hold him accountable, and really stay with him to the last second. Like, you know, like they are intervening because they understand it's really that serious. Like, no, this is a serious thing that you do not need to be doing. You are about to go on there, waste your time and this woman's, and he about to, I don't know if Eris gonna look too hot on this camera through the season. That's a judgment, because Eris is I'm not gonna say he's an F-boy. Let me not say that, because I don't know him like that, but I know Eris ain't ready for marriage. That's that. Nothing wrong with that. But Eris, you're also too old. You're also too old to be doing this. Like, if you're gonna be old, do it off the show. Like, you are too old to come on. Like, and I'm 39 is not old. I'm saying you're not, like, you know how like you're too young to go to the club. You too old. Like, if a 19-year-old is too old, you know, too young to drink alcohol. Eris at 39, you are too old to be coming on a show knowing doggone well you don't even have relationship experience. You should make, it's a mature decision to make. So you're letting me know you're selfish. You made a selfish decision because you're about to affect someone, waste somebody's time. Another person, they could have paired her up with someone who was ready. But you know what, Eris? I'm taking the onus off of you. I'm taking the fault off of you. Those experts. This is Married at First Sight's fault. They should have seen it. If we can see it, like I mentioned last video, we are not the experts. So how is it that I see it? Second episode. Like, y'all have a whole application, birth certificate, address, questionnaire. Y'all had interviews with these people, and you're not picking up on any of this. That's sad. But maybe they do it for entertainment. Maybe they know it's a hot mess, and they're like. But I think you could find people that are genuinely ready for this experience, and still, have entertainment and drama, because we're human, and marrying a stranger is gonna bring it like naturally, regardless. So, okay, McKinley and Dominique are up next. This lady is not an old soul. I don't know why that's her like tag. She's literally just here. She's not even pretending to be mature enough. Like, she's literally not even pretending. I actually feel bad for McKinley, personally. He is much too emotionally mature for her, from what I am saying. I am not knocking her, though. She's 25. Okay? You could be 25, ready for marriage, emotionally mature. But if you are not, we are not knocking you, sis. But why are you on Married at First Sight? I could be wrong about her, but I don't think I am. I think people show you who they are. But look, I'm not saying I know who she is as a whole. I'm talking about specifically for this show. McKinley could be bomb. You know what I mean? She could be an amazing friend, super fun, super loyal. She probably got her stuff together in real life. She's a beautiful girl. She probably is maybe she might be a giver. She might donate, be kind-hearted. She could be hilarious. All these things. I'm judging her. My judgment is coming from the basis of the show, which is marriage. And that is clear as day. Just like Eris, they are not ready. They could have been paired together. Two childish people. That probably would have been entertaining, having them two, because they would have been playing all types of games with each other. Might as well, instead of playing games with somebody that, really is here to be serious and find love, like go play with your mammy. Go play with somebody else. her mom has a ring on her finger, so she may know a thing or two about marriage. When she keeps saying she knows her daughter is married, because if it's also be like, Mama, do you have a man? Do you know? But she does. She had a ring on her finger, or she could have been previously married, which still comes with experience. Okay, or she had previous long-term relationships, which still comes with experience. So I'm not saying Mom, but I'm like, where I want to see this side of Dominique. That's the side I'm hoping to see in the season. I want to see the side of Dominique where I'm like, okay, I see why Mama says she's ready to be married. And you know what? Dominique hasn't. Okay, she did do something wrong. She was doing too much with that stripper, period. She was doing too much with the stripper. That's it. But aside from that, she's really obsessed with this girls' night out, all of that. Like even with her wedding gown, I was like, girl, this girl wants a LBD. She wants a little black dress to go out. She ain't worrying about no wedding dress. That's like, it's not even her vibe. Like she wasn't even really as present. And I don't think, like, this girl does not want to be married. She's not marriage material right now. It's totally okay. So we'll see. I think I think she's a sweet girl though. So far, she hasn't really done anything. Like she's not nearly as annoying as Nicole, but we're giving Nicole a shot. So Dominique gets a shot too. Heck, it's episode 2. Only person I'm sure of is Aris. And I'm sure he's not ready for marriage. And well, I'm sure Dominique's not ready for marriage, but I'm more willing for her to redeem herself. And Aris, you know what? I take that back. I hope Aris redeems himself too. Because he could be reformed for like 2-3 years. And that makes a difference, and he could come ready for this experience. So we're gonna see. But if Dominique doesn't prove us wrong, married at first sight, they know they're wrong. They know they are wrong for wasting McKinley's time. That's my initial call, that she is wasting McKinley's time. He seems really ready. I feel like I don't even think they would look twice at each other if they saw each other at a bar. And I think they're both attractive. I'm just saying, like, I don't even get it. They don't even look like they look twice at each other. So we'll see. We have some more nuptials next episode to tune into. And I'm going to be there for it for sure. All right. That's the end of my review. I thank you so much for tuning in. All right. I'll see y'all next week for the next episode. Bye, y'all.